I tried to shut AB up, but it was wide. So, but AB saved one.
Thank you all for coming, family, close friends, teammates, parents and teammates. We appreciate you coming out. I'd like to say a few words on behalf of my wife and I. First and foremost, we'd like to thank God for blessing us with the most wonderful daughter in the world. When my wife was pregnant with Belen, we both were wishing for a boy. And God has a wonderful sense of humor. He gave us a beautiful, rambunctious little girl. A little girl who marched around the house, because I was in the military at the time, so I taught her how to march and stand at attention and do parade rest. Then she played with little army men. She loved soccer, she watched football, basketball, baseball, and yes, even fishing too. She learned how to spit and never knew how to play with dolls. Our little girl. We are so proud of Belen. She is not the most popular, not the most fashionable. She is unlike any teenage girl we know. She asks for very little, but she is always willing to pitch in for our family with a good attitude. At times, it was almost surreal. It was her senior year. On a Saturday night, her phone was blowing up on invites to parties, but she chose to stay home and learn to bake an apple pie from scratch with her family. Situations like this happen often, whether it be with her family or her friends, are over baking and being silly. This is our 17-year-old senior daughter. When Belen sets out to do something, she always gives it 110%. She has managed to stay focused on the four most important things to help her reach her goals. In this order: God, family, grades, and soccer. We are so proud of her for that. Belen is very independent. She has stayed on top of her grades since pre-K with no pressure from us. I'm very blessed, me and Claudia both. I mean, you know, on her homework, whatever, it's, hey, do this, do that. We never had to do any of that. You know, she took it upon herself to handle her business. She stayed disciplined through the whole recruiting process, answered every email and returned all the phone calls and applied to every school on her own. The recruiting process, it was a bit hectic. You know, it was a bit hectic doing research on all the schools and going back and forth with different coaches. And that's on top of, you know, going to school, playing soccer, doing her homework. It'd be 10 o'clock at night, she'd be in the room, you know, banging up the computer, you know, answering emails and doing research on schools and just keeping all her stuff in line. It was a tough process, and she stayed disciplined through it all, and it ended up paying off for her. Thank you, Belen. You have made parenting very easy for us. Very easy for us. Some people say, wow, you're great parents. I said, no, I just have a great daughter. On another point, that's for me and Claudia. On another point, I'm going to speak as a coach. I've coached Belen for how old were you? About 6 years old. And how you dealt with all that shit, I do not know. I do not know. When and the girls that have played for me, I mean, we have a bad game. You know, we have a bad game. I mean, you hear it for 15 minutes after the game. Belen would hear it the whole ride home, and then we get to the house, and she'd hear it some more, and I finally had to tell myself, all right, lay off of her. She's heard enough. She's heard enough. But it was all with great intentions on, you know, hoping you understand on what you had to get better at. And we've had some wonderful times. Winning championships, losing shootout championship games. The highs and lows they're unbelievable. But I wouldn't change it for a bit. It's been a blessing that I've been able to coach you for all these years and through all those good times, going to the tournaments, from California to Miami to Arizona to Albuquerque to Las Cruces. We pretty much traveled the United States, you know, playing soccer, and it was awesome. It was awesome. Belen is, I think, she's an awesome teammate. She always bought into the coach's system. I don't know if she had a choice not to, but no, she was always an awesome teammate, and always tried to bring her teammates, you know, up, not putting them down. Always being there, practices, working hard. If she had a commitment and she could only play half a game and it was Las Cruces, she'd want to go there and play a half a game, and then, you know, drive back to El Paso, do her commitment, and then drive back to Las Cruces for the next game. So her commitment level is really up there, really up there. She's become a very good distributor with the ball at the center mid position. Very fundamentally sound on receiving and distributing the ball to her teammates. Her passion for the game and her love for the game is definitely where it needs to be. And I'm just very proud of you and everything you've accomplished. And now I'd like to introduce Coach Don Kuntz from the University of Southwest in Hobbs, New Mexico.
What a ride this
Hey, you better have a couple hours with that.
I'll stand up so everybody can see me over the flowers. I know I'm not the cutest thing, but it might make me look better having those in front of me. So it makes it kind of look like it's for me. It's like, hey, look, they got me while I was there. However, I am Coach Don Kuntz. I'm with the University of Southwest. I coach the men and women's soccer team there. I've been there, it will be 3 years this July. I started with the men's program for 2 seasons, and I am sort of what they call a fixer. Okay, and so the program has not been up to par in the last couple of years, in the last 6 to 7 years, and that's why I'm there. All right, I'm the type that wants to accept the type of challenges. Let's not get it twisted. I did apply for the UTEP job, and I did apply for some other ones, but God had a destination for me, and my place is there in Hobbs, New Mexico, to rebuild that program and establish it to the best of my capabilities. The 2 years that I was there, the first 2 seasons there, I was there with the men. 30 games, we only won 2 games. All right, and after winning only 2 games, they still said, Coach Don, you're our man. You're the guy that we want. We want you to take the women's program too. We only won 2 games. You still want me? And so, but our athletic director knows the type of the program that we're rebuilding, we're reestablishing. You know, the first 2 years there was some issues that we had to get past. This past season with the men's program, the 3rd year, we did turn the corner. We had 2 All-American, 2 All-Conference players, and we missed going to conference by half a game. Okay, and so I had the women last fall, and now this is my first official recruiting class for the women. And I'm officially starting to bring in players that are difference makers, players that can help us, I can build a program around, and bring in players with character, academics, and the type of sportsmanship that we want to bring in. Okay, there's tons of players, and everybody knows them, that are great players, that we just don't want to bring those type of players in. But the players that reach out to us, she contacted me. All right, she did a lot of the work, a lot of the footwork herself, and I was like, you know what, I better, you know, pay a little bit closer attention to this. All right, and so after visiting with her, she had lots of other options, visited with other coaches. It seems like we're going to be a good fit for each other. She came and tried out with our program. She got to interact with the girls, got to see the campus, things of that nature. And out of all the other opportunities that she had, she decided to go ahead and commit to us. It makes me proud thinking that she can commit with us, and knowing that she'll be here to help us rebuild the program. I was telling, I've been speaking with so many, tell me your name again? Elaine, I was speaking with Elaine and Mrs. Bray. This whole weekend I've been here, for the last month I've been doing nothing but recruiting. I'm in Phoenix, calling tons of people and kids and players there. As I'm coming back from Phoenix, I stopped in Las Cruces, I stopped here in El Paso, stayed the night here, visit here. Yesterday I was here, I watched 4 teams yesterday, visit with 2 families yesterday. This morning I woke up early, I was on the west side, drove back over here to the east side, to Del Valle, and met with somebody at Cielo Vista, and then back over here, and then again at 5 o'clock this afternoon, I gotta go somewhere else and meet with another family and another few players. And so the type of dedication and the work rate that I put into recruiting, that's the type of work rate and that I'm going to put into the program, and the type of how stubborn I am about getting the things turned around there. Okay, and like I said, Belen's going to get all to see the good, bad, and the ugly. But with all the good things and all the bad things that she's heard about the program, at some point, you know, they made a family decision, and it was like, hey, this is the place we're going to be. Okay. At this time, we want to go ahead and have Belen sign her letter of intent to play with us, and then accept her scholarship for University of Southwest. Make sure you read everything. Watch the fine print.
Claudia.
Y'all make sure y'all get plenty of pictures so y'all can send it to me.
Right below the line.
Second.
I know.
And that completes the process. Belen, congratulations and welcome to the Mustangs. All right, now there is cake. I saw some cake around here. I want everybody to eat the cake before she does now. No extra cake for you. I did tell the parents that since we do have a lot of the other parents here and a lot of the other athletes here, I am an equal opportunity coach. I will tell you anything that you want to know about any other college or anything that you guys may want to know about our school if y'all want. If anybody has any questions about the recruiting process or anything about our school, you can ask them now, or you can just pull me aside and say, hey coach, do y'all have kinesiology as a major, or how far is Hobbs, or what do the dorms look like, or if y'all have any questions, don't be afraid to ask questions. There's a lot of good players and a lot of talented athletes that don't go anywhere, especially from here in El Paso, because they're afraid to ask questions. So just ask, you don't have to, if you don't want to ask me, just take my email, get my card, and just shoot me an email. That's what Belen did. That's how it all started. Pick up the phone and just leave me a voicemail. Or ask one of the parents, ask another player, or just pull me aside. Hey coach, are you looking at sophomores right now? I'm not really looking at sophomores right now. However, I do have a file full of sophomores. What I'll do is I'll put them in a big file, and in August of their junior or senior year, I'll just go through that file and I'll start looking through those. How do we start affording the cost of school? Well, sometimes it starts early. You don't have to wait till May of her senior year or the senior year to start getting money ready for college. If that's a goal of yours, if it's a dream of yours, it's an ambition of yours, start looking for those, start looking at that as your sophomore or junior. Be prepared. All right, so I'll get off my soapbox. Let's eat some cake.
Actually, Belen's gonna say something. And I'd just like to add something that I didn't say. And that's the first half of the journey. Okay, you reached your goals. Belen has reached her goals. Now it's the next chapter for you. We have the utmost confidence in you that you will succeed both athletically, spiritually, and academically. Okay, we know you will succeed, but you just got to keep in mind this is where the rubber hits the road. It's not going to be easy. It's going to take everything that you've been taught and everything that you've been doing thus far with the discipline and keeping up on your grades and everything else. But by no means does it get easier. It's the time where you actually got to dig in a little bit deeper in order to get it done. I'm done.
Tell the girls what Coach said. You don't have 2-a-days, you got 5-a-days. 5-a-days. Preseason.
Practices.
Because he said practice.
That's why I said no extra cake.
Okay. What a ride it's been, from being a 6-year-old little girl not knowing anything to the person I've become today. I've been blessed with the strongest support system anyone could ever ask for. God has truly blessed me with this opportunity to play ball at the collegiate level, which is what I've dreamed of since middle school. I've applied myself on the field and in the classroom, and my hard work has paid off. I'd like to start off by thanking my family. Every single fundraiser I had, they were my #1 customers. Uncle Manny, always buying double of the car wash cards. Thank you, my Pati and Nora, for always supporting me and cheering me on. Uncle Jesse and Jeslyn for going to my high school games. Mondo for all your stern words and advice. And Grandma for everything she's done. Whether it's taking me to practice or watching the boys so my parents can come watch me play. Carmen for always giving me awesome advice on anything I ever need. Everything everyone has done for me to help me out in one way or another is very appreciated. For my dad's family, my Nana Betty sets the example of how I want to be and how I want to become. She's the heartbeat of my family and shows me how to live a pure, healthy, and great life. My Uncle Boomer for getting me to guest play in the Orange Classic in Miami. My Uncle Steve and Fred for going to every game to watch me play in the same tournament. Jody and Alex always cheering me on. Aunt Bonnie for always encouraging me to be my best I can be in everything I do. And all my cousins for paving the way and showing me the athletic lifestyle and competitive edge I need to play at the next level. Also all the good advice and words of wisdom they've given me throughout the years. And Naomi's not here. But thank you for taking Tanner to all his tournaments so my parents could go to mine. I know my Grandpa Tony and Papa Ned are looking down on me right now smiling, and I know they're proud. Next, I'd like to thank my coaches, Coach Coons for giving me this opportunity to play at the next level. Alvin's not here. But you helped my dad out a bunch with Showtime. When he had to work late and couldn't make it on time, you would have practice all set up and you'd run practice, even though sometimes we wouldn't listen. You are a GPS whenever we went to tournaments. Thank you for everything you've done. Memo, he's not here either. For all your summer trainings that leave me sore days on days on days. Thank you for taking me under your wing when I didn't have a team. John also took me when I didn't know who to play for, and it was probably one of the best things that's happened to me. John does so much for the Cheetahs, from going early to practice to set everything up, getting us water, staying up late, registering us for a tournament. Once I stayed at his house till 1 in the morning because we couldn't figure out how to print a roster, so we could go to the tournament the next day. He stayed up till after I left to get the thing to print. You have to buy a new printer and everything. John is a great coach, and I appreciate everything he's done for us. Dad, almost everything I know about the game is because of you. You have molded me into the player I am today, always pushing me to do my best and be the best I can be. Staying after practice with me at Tobin, trying to teach me how to turn a ball, and I couldn't get it to save my life. But every day we practiced it, and now I can turn a ball with my eyes closed. After every game, I knew I was going to get it in the car, on the way home, and at dinner. All the hard practices we had, but hey, if it wasn't easy, everyone would do it. You're my biggest critic and biggest fan. You're the best coach anyone could ever ask for. I'm blessed to have had you coach me all my life. I have met so many people and friends playing. A lot of people faded away, but thanks for the ones that stayed. It means a lot that everyone came today. My team is the best team anyone could ever ask for. We're one family, one heartbeat, one team. We play for each other. I love every single one of you like a sister. And I'm honored to say that I play for the Cheetahs. Last but certainly not least, my parents. They're my rock and backbone. They do more for me than I could ever ask for. From taking me across country to play, going to every single game, taking me to all my practices, and pushing me to my full potential. You're the absolute best parents anyone could ask for. Thank you for everything you do. I love you. I hope I set a good example for all the other girls on the team, on and off the field. Thank you for the support everyone's giving me.
Let's have some cake.
Cakey time.